Ben Welch, Louis Skibo.
Good to see you, Louis.
I love talking to you. You always show us some pretty cool stuff. There's always something new every year, and you wanted to show us this little gizmo.
Polytune suspension rings.
Polytune suspension rings.
Yes. This is a product that we are taking from, or borrowing from, the motorsports industry. The motorsports industry has used a product similar to this called spring rubbers. Spring rubbers are something that in NASCAR, Formula One, they will use to adjust the suspension. These guys are running around oval tracks all day long, and they need to get the best performance, the right balance, and everything else. So we said, in working with the motorsports people, what's the best way that we can take this technology and get it over into the power sports industry from the motorsports industry? Not only for snowmobiles, but for your 4x4s, your ATVs, your side-by-sides, and whatnot. So what you've got in your hand right there is a piece of microcellular polyurethane. Microcellular polyurethane is a very high-tech material that maintains its properties at extreme low temperatures and extreme high temperatures. Unlike rubber, which will turn into a brick when it's cold, this stuff will maintain its properties. We make them in 3 different densities: soft, medium, and hard. Basically what they do is they snap in to your coil spring on your snowmobile. Now, most springs on snowmobiles are linear springs. Linear springs are great for what they do, nice smooth trail riding. They're also good for going around corners and bumps, but they're not great at it. A dual rate spring or a progressive rate spring is so much better for cornering and handling the bumps. So what a Polytune ring does is, when you snap a Polytune ring on, it gives you quicker response times with your sled as far as cornering goes. It manages the energy in your spring a lot better, and it absorbs a lot of the vibration. When you look at a curve like this, and I'll hold this up, I don't know if you can get that on there. This blue line is the linear rate spring without the Polytune ring on it. When you're going down a trail and you're compressing maybe an inch or two, it's a nice comfortable ride. That's what linear springs do. When you get up in this area and you're going through the curves and you're really working the spring isn't doing much for you. However, when you snap a Polytune ring on there, see the progressive rate and how quickly that spring ramps up?
Yeah.
So what's happening is that spring is working in a more progressive fashion.
Right.
It's giving you a quicker response time on things. You can go around corners flatter. We all know that we go around a corner, the sled wants to tip to the outside. Inside ski lifts up. This helps keep that ski down.
Yeah.
We know we go over the bumps. With this, better bump compliance. Not as much of that kickoff that you get in bumps. Not as much of that chatter or washboarding.
Yeah, I mean, and some guys just crank their springs right up.
Exactly.
It doesn't work that way.
Decreasing your travel.
That's right.
That's all you're doing.
It doesn't work that way.
This also, because urethane is a material that naturally dampens vibration. At the end of the day, there's less rider fatigue when you get off, because a lot of the vibration that comes through the suspension will be dampened, so you'll get a better ride. At the end of the day, you'll feel better because.
Could you put 2 of those on?
You can. You can tune your suspension any way you want. You can put 2. You can put 3. This now allows you to tune your spring, which you've never been able to do before, without changing your spring. We know we can change our. We know we can change the shock in there. We have damper adjustments. We have rebound adjustments. Some of them give us 40 clicks on either side. How do you figure out what's best? The QS3s came out last year with 3 on the top, and it made it a lot easier for people to ride. But you've never been able to adjust your spring. Now with these, simply snap it on, and you can adjust the properties of your spring from a traditional linear rate spring to a more progressive or dual rate spring.
Very good. What's the retail on these?
$19.95.
$19.95 for two.
For 2.
That's awesome.
You can't go wrong.
Now,
3 different densities: soft, medium, and hard.
But that's the. Oh yeah, I can feel that. So, and that's the size. That's the thickness of them. It's a standard thickness, which
there is not a standard thickness. We have 4 different heights that we use. Of all the snowmobiles out there, our analysis showed that we can manage 99% of the springs out there with 4 different heights. So when you order these, what you do is you put in the height or the distance between your coils to tell us what size your spring is.
Right.
and then you tell us what density you want. Soft, if you're just a casual rider who likes to get out there but wants a little more performance out of your sled. Medium, if you want more help in the corners. And hard, if you're a ditch banger and you like to get out there and just hit the trails hard.
That's awesome.
So a lot of selection.
Yeah, you're always coming up with great ideas and not gimmicky things.
Well, we appreciate it. These work fantastic.
No.
We put a couple thousand miles on these last year, and I'll tell you, I thought I was a good rider until I rode with these.
Yeah.
And then I really saw how good I can be.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Absolutely amazing.
Thanks very much, Glenn.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you again, and we're going to see you in the winter.
Yeah, we're going to come up, maybe we'll schedule time in December. We can come up and talk some more, do some testing, show you how they work right on the sleds.
Sounds awesome.
Fantastic. Have a great rest
Enjoy
of the
show. Yep.